At the campground here. This is, I decided to get this 14 bucks, so a lot of mosquitoes. Let's pitch the tent. And it's real wet and damp, or not wet, but moist here, so anyway, I'm going to eat this chicken up here. Yeah, it's a good campground. 14 bucks ain't too bad, though. There's not a lot of people here. It's easy to find a spot, so right by the bathroom. Got them hooked up to the stove. I don't have any wood to burn, otherwise I might have a fire. I wasn't planning on staying here. Here's a little camp light I just got. It just works off 4 little batteries and puts out quite a bit of light. Here's up by the ice caves. I stopped here to see if I could get me some water. It was getting kind of low, but I'll be following the creek all the way up, so. This is kind of a pretty spot right here. You can hear the river, Elliot Creek. I crossed a little feeder creek, which is not Elliot Creek, that the girls got into. Elliot Creek is over that way, and should be going closer to it pretty quick here. Yeah, they're just trying to get down there. That's Elliot Creek down there. Yeah, almost seems like there's more water in it than there is in the Stillaguamish, but this feeds into the Stillaguamish. Yeah. And there's the trail. Very nice trail so far. Not real steep. Not a lot of climbing. So far it's been a pretty easy run, but I'm afraid it gets steeper when it gets closer to the lake. It's a little bit more of Elliot Creek. This is more like the trail that I was wanting to go on the other day, where it follows the creek up. This goes to Goat Lake. Here's a little more of the trail. Very good trail so far. It's perfect trail for coming up with a backpack and a couple sandwiches. It's just great. There's a giant tree that fell over. When, I don't know. That's pretty big though. You see, in comparison to the dogs, it's probably got a circumference of 12 feet. I'm guessing. Maybe 10. There's some of those big giant skunk cabbage plants. And here's a little creek, brook. It rained real hard last night. Thunder too, lightning. And so it's probably why this creek's got water in it now. Here's about as close as you get to the river right here on the trail. No, get up here, don't go down there. That's a little falls there. Still quite a bit of water coming down, but I think it mostly because of the heavy rain that there was last night. A lot of rain. Here's a big cedar tree. Probably got left behind when they were logging up here. It was probably too small then. Huge. In fact, there's a grove of them in here. They're pretty good sized. Here the creek again. We got away from the creek for a while following the old railroad bed that follows upper Elliot. There's one of the peaks up here. We're starting to climb again, probably up to the lake because I hear the waterfall down below. I mean, it's right down there. And we're climbing now. This is probably the final whatever amount of it is to the lake. So this definitely looks like the outlet of the lake. You can see the falls back there and here and clear over there. Oh, down there too. So this is where we're going to eat lunch. I got my sandwiches. It's a nice little, kind of a pond right there. And then there's the waterfalls here. Kind of getting a bit of a spray, so it really cools off here. It feels pretty good. Stop it. Get over there. And the lake's right up there. Almost looks like the whole hill is a waterfall. Yeah, it sure is beautiful mountains up here. And yeah, so we didn't make it to the lake. You lose the trail and you gotta scramble up the hill around a bunch of dead wood and dead logs and dead everything else, and it just, the dogs keep getting caught between the logs, and they're snagged in there and everything else, and I just can't do anything with them. So if I didn't have the dogs, I might be able to make it, but I didn't really feel it was necessary. It's something that it's just one of those things. There's other lakes that are easier to get to, and I'm all for that. Well, here's this big cedar tree again. It's so big that it won't even fit in the screen, and it's up a little ways. It gets a little narrower, but it is a huge tree. It's probably over 500 years old, and you think of the generations and people that have gone on. This tree's just been sitting here growing. It'll probably keep growing 500 years from now. We're down in the Sauk River now, soaking our feet, my feet, and they've been getting in the water. I haven't, but now I have. There's a nice spot I pulled in off the road. You could camp here too. A little easier to get to the river here. That's the trail that we did today. Didn't make it to Goat Lake, sorry to say, but another time maybe. And this is part of the Mountain Loop Highway. Again, this section here seems to be in pretty good shape. But I've gone through sections where it's just like it's been washed out. And look at the potholes there. Right here at this little edge, this is kind of a narrow spot in the road. And then it gets kind of good. This is how it should be right here the whole way. But they haven't been keeping it up. It's just full of potholes. And the trails have not been kept up either. I'd like to point that out. All the extra money going for trailhead passes and all that. Well, they used to do more work to the trails when we didn't pay a trailhead pass. I hate to say, but we didn't. So that's all I got to say. And getting more bumps. So. But it's still a beautiful place to come, and at least you can still come up here. It's a free country, at least for the time being.